Okay, hello on a Sunday afternoon. It's about 1:30. Let me push this back, kind of get this straight. I had to figure things out. Now that I've got to always have my iPad horizontal. Yeah, I think it's horizontal. No, vertical. Always vertically. So that's the new deal. And next time I have it all together and not even talk to you about that because that's not your responsibility. Today I'm going to talk to you about communication. That's my expertise, along with I'm an expert in relationships and life solutions for individuals. But today is communication. And I'm excited. It's a Sunday, and I know people might be at church or might be out at the beach. It's a beautiful day here in California, well, Long Beach. And you might be out there, but these things play back. It doesn't matter. But last night, I went to dinner at my friend's house. We always have the best dinners. I bring a bottle of wine, they have wine. She cooks. And last night, she made a beautiful meal of chicken breasts with sun-dried tomato cream sauce. So good. And fettuccine. It was really, really great, a great meal. And also great conversations. And these people are professionals. She's a charge nurse, has been all of her life, and he is a guy in the tech world, and we've been friends for over 30 years. And I talked to them, and I remember when they got married because they've been together for a long time when they were in college, and she was the one with the soft-spoken voice, didn't have much to say, didn't speak up for herself, didn't use her voice, and now fast forward all these years, she's the best communicator. She's not going to lose her voice. She has something to say, and you're going to listen in a good way. And so last night, I go, you know what? Let's discuss this thing about communication. Because I talk about it all the time not all the time, but I talk about it enough here on Facebook Lives. I said, so how did you finally decide to use your voice? What prompted you? What happened that made you come from out of that shell of not communicating and communicating? Because now she and her husband have two children, two very great kids that are successful, leading college. One's going to be a chiropractor, the other's going to be a psychologist, and they're great parents and great children. They raise great kids. And I asked her though, how did you do? What did you do? And then when she was thinking about what to say, I was saying to him, well, you played a big role in it because you obviously made a space for her to feel comfortable enough to talk to you. And then we just all kept talking. And then, so it came down to the point that it's not the person that is communicative, it's not his or her really their responsibility to make the space so the other person can communicate. It's something that I suggest couples do. Someone make a space for the person that's not talking. But what that means is help them to be more comfortable. Help them trust you. Help them understand that when they do communicate with you, you're not going to ridicule them. You're not going to shame them. You're not going to shut them down. You're not going to do anything that makes them go back into that shell. You're going to open up the floor for them to just have a voice and say what they mean. So understand this. Initially, he or she, the person that's not using their voice, is not going to trust that it's okay to talk and they won't have these horrible things happen to them because somewhere in their life, they did have these horrible things happen when they decided to have a voice or to use their voices. So my friend last night, he said it took them about 15 years for her to finally have a voice and speak up. And when she was on the journey to using her voice and speaking up, she would just go off on these tangents, putting him down and angry with him and had him saying, oh, I'm a man, I'm stupid, I don't know how to do that, I'm a man. So last night I go, no, because you're learning to have your voice, if you're a woman and you're finally getting your voice, that doesn't give you the license to put someone down and say bad things about your partner and make them feel inadequate. That doesn't work. So here it is. If you are finding the space that's allowing you to finally use your voice, that's a wonderful thing. But it really, ultimately, the person responsible for finding your voice and speaking out and using your voice is you. Everybody that has something to say and that's in a relationship or in your life that needs to communicate something effectively so you can be heard, and then things will start working more smoothly when people are communicating effectively. It's not anybody else's responsibility to make a safe space for you. You do want your person to be there for you, to support you, to encourage you, to hear you, and let you be who you are becoming while you're finding your ground and getting your voice. But when you find yourself going off on someone as they provide that space for you, you got to put yourself in check, because that's not allowed. It's not allowed. You don't have license to be a bitch or to be not nice or to be mean to someone because you are finding your voice. Find your voice and learn how to articulate your voice and impart a message that's not going to hurt anyone, because that's not going to be your intention. When we decide to use our voices, and hi Betty, when we decide to use our voices, that takes, there are some things I talk about that it takes for you to use your voice. And the first thing, well, first of all, the reason why people don't use their voices, people don't communicate effectively and authentically, which means honestly, is because they don't think they're good enough. They don't think they're worthy. They think what they have to say does not matter. Or if you say what you really feel, that might be a deal breaker. And I always say, it might be easier said than done, but I always say, if you being you is a deal breaker to your partner, you don't have the right partner. You're with the wrong person, because when you are yourself, and you ought to be able to be yourself with the person, the man or woman that you love, that loves you. You should be able to be you. We have one life, and right now, we have one life. And we have to respect this life and live this life as best we know how and as best we can. And so we just have to, we're responsible for having our own voice. But it takes, and so when you don't feel worthy, you won't communicate what you like. It's something as simple as a football game. So a lot of men like football, a lot of women like football too, but some women don't care to watch it. Like me, I don't want to watch football. I think it's a barbaric sport. I don't want to look at it. I don't feel like it. I have. I don't dislike it, but I can find other things to do with my time to watch a barbaric sport. I think that. That's just me, no offense to anyone. But when I'm with someone, if they say, ooh, let's go to a football game, I love football, you want to go with me? I would say, I would rather not. If you want me to go with you, I'll go, but I'd rather not. Go with your buddies, and I'll do something else. That's just me having a voice. It's not me being adverse to anyone, putting anyone down. This is my life, and I decide what I want to do in my life, right? And I'll tell you that. And if me being honest with you about who I am, the things I like, what I need, what I want from you, if that makes you not want to be with me, then I've got the wrong person, and that's okay. It might hurt me, it might hurt you, but it's okay. We don't need to live our life full of compromise and not getting what we want. We deserve to have what we want and be with the person that loves us for us all the way through. I say all the way through, that means to the bone. That means to the bone. Love me all the way through for me being me. And I'm not going to be not nice to you. If I am ever not nice to you, I'm going to totally be the first person to apologize. If I feel myself being bitchy, I'm going to say, you know what? This has nothing to do with you, but right now I'm kind of grumpy, so maybe I should go be by myself, or if I make a mistake, please forgive me. But then it's my responsibility not to make that mistake, not to be that way, because I already know I feel that way. Because sometimes we feel that way. It's our responsibility, not your partner's. But it's also our responsibility to use our voices, be honest, tell our partners who we are, be vulnerable. In a relationship, people think being vulnerable is weak. No, many times with the person that really loves you, your vulnerability is your superpower, because you're allowing that person, you're letting them know that you trust them enough to be you with them. What a bigger compliment to trust someone like that, right? So it takes a few things to communicate effectively, but the first thing is courage. Now back to last night's dinner. So when I was asking my friends, how'd you guys get to this place? Because I remember when you guys were in a different place in terms of her not speaking up, blah, blah, blah. And she was telling me, she says, well, I decided, whatever. But the first thing happens is you make a decision to use your voice. You make a decision to speak up. You make a decision to be honest. Now, once you decide, you might need some help learning how to do that, which is moi, I'm here to help. But when you first decide, if you don't know how to do it to communicate effectively, you want to know how to do that. But the first thing is decision. And the second thing it takes is courage. She was going, oh no, it took me, I did this. I said, no. First you decided, which took courage. And then when you started to do what you needed to do, it took courage to finally speak up and say what you said that you thought may have made him upset. You got to be courageous to do that. You took a risk. So courage, decision first, and courage. It takes courage to do many things. And then it starts with doing one thing at a time, just doing it. Like Nike says, just do it. Not getting it from Nike, but just do it. That's the first thing you do. Just say you want to go swimming and dive off a diving board. So you go on the diving board and you stand there and you bounce up and you think, should I do it? And you're kind of scared. But finally, for the first time ever, you just do it. You dive and you swim. And then you get up and you go, wow, that was kind of, I did that. And then you do it again and again, over and over again, and now you're good. The same thing with communicating with someone. You want to be open and honest. You want to love yourself first enough to know I love myself enough that I trust you enough to be myself in front of you. Now, that's a big risk because you might have somebody that you are who you are and they don't like it. Okay. You don't want to shift who you are because someone doesn't like who you are. You want to be around your tribe, the people that like you for who you are, just the way you are. It doesn't mean that you can't make improvements. Like I was talking to my friends last night. I go, you know what? I do Facebook Lives. And sometimes I listen to my own Facebook Lives. Sometimes I stutter more than others. Sometimes I sound worse than I do other times. Sometimes I sound really great and make a lot of sense. Sometimes I go all around the place. Okay. I don't erase it. I keep it on there. And that's being totally transparent. I know, you know what? I'm educated. I know my stuff. I love what I do, but sometimes it sounds better than others. But by me keeping it there, keeping on, it lets you guys know this is who she is. She's transparent. She really loves us. She has something to say. Most of the time, this is good. Sometimes it's just something she's saying. But most times I'm here. I try to give you content that's valuable to you that you can use in your own life. And one of the most important things that we need to know how to do is communicate effectively with people in our lives, especially our significant others. We need to know how to talk to them, how to let them hear us. When we talk in ways that are ways that are loving and kind and honest, then our partners can hear us. And then we're able to get closer together and close the chasm. Because when we don't have communication, there's a breakdown. When there's a communication breakdown, then we shut down. And then we shut down, there's no loving, no sex, no touching, no anything to be found. And then when we were like this, we start doing like this. And that's a chasm that's creating. We don't want a chasm. We want to be like this or like that. And when we're apart, that means we're on a vacation with the friends. I'm the girl's vacation, he's the guy's vacation, or same sex with the vacation. But we're not together, but we are together in our hearts and souls. There's no emotional chasm. We do not want an emotional chasm because that's what happens when we don't communicate. There's a communication breakdown, then there's a shutdown, and then there's no love, no sex, no touching, no anything, no emotions to be found. And there is emotional chasm, and you don't want that. So, talking to my friends last night, he was telling me how he did. He gave her such space, like years of space. First, she couldn't communicate effectively, and then when she started, she had to trust him. So she started trusting him. So she did a great job too. They both did great as a partnership. And then she had early menopause, and then she got to be crazy, right? As she said, a raving bitch. She wanted to kill herself, her husband, and her kids. She just was done, and she got help, and they gave her antidepressants. So she worked on it too to change those things. But the husband, in the meantime, sometimes people just leave. They can't take it. They don't want to take it. They think, I didn't sign up for this. But some husbands, some people, some partners say, I love you all the way through, and I'll stick with you through this. And so I say to everybody, when someone is going through an issue, we're not communicating effectively, something's going on, This is the time for us to stand up for and with each other and say, okay, I noticed that this is going on in your life, and it's true. Whoever's had the issue at the time, we say, okay, I recognize that you're having this issue, and then here's a trick, and then you say, what can we do to help you through that? What can we do to help us, get through this? I know you're going through something. How can we, you and I, work this out so we can get through that? See how the difference? Most of the time, people point fingers and blame, and one person's feeling picked on, they're feeling alienated, they're feeling blamed and accused, feeling responsible and guilty. And it doesn't need to be that way, because nobody wants to be in a bad space. Nobody wants to not communicate. Nobody wants to lose the love they have. Nobody wants it. Nobody. What we all want is love and togetherness, and to be together with our partner and our family. We don't want anything else. So when we do things that makes our partner think we don't want the love that they have for us, that's not true. So just understand that's not real. The best thing that we can do when there's a problem with our communication or anywhere in our relationship, what you want to do is say, you know what, and forget that. So you don't want to say, oh, we have a problem. What do we do? No, we know who has a problem. Right now, just right now, you're going through something, and I see it. It's affecting us. What can we do as a team to work through this? How can we, as a team, work through this? You don't need to say, how can I help you? No, we don't need it, because it's not, even though it's him or her with the issue, it's us. It's affecting both of us. So I noticed you're having an issue. What can we do to get through this? How can we help each other to get through this? Right? And that way, that's opening up space to communicate, to say what's going on. He or she will say, okay, this is what I'm feeling. This is whatever it is. But that's the way to do it. You speak as a partnership. One person's having a problem, either they can't communicate or they're going through something like my girlfriend was. She disclosed, and also they do know that they gave me their permission to get on Facebook and talk about it. But I'm not saying their name because it's not important. But they do know that I'm going to talk about this. Actually, I gave her the name of the book, Working with the Law, last night. And so when I was driving home from lunch and thinking about this right now, my phone rings. It's them asking me about the name of the book. I said, man, I was just thinking about you because I'm driving home to get on Facebook to tell the story about last night, about communication. So I just hope this is helping you guys. It's so important that you understand that when you're in a couple, you've got to communicate openly and authentically and honestly. That's what I wrote that very first 48-page book about, The Honey Jar, Tips and Tools for Couples, how to communicate. But in that book also, it really was a book about how to love yourself. Because when you love yourself, that means when you know you're enough, when you know you're worthy, you have self-acceptance, which is self-love. When you love yourself, you have no problem telling the person that you're with who you are. Okay, see me, this is me. I don't mean every single thing in your history and you tell people. No, some things are just yours. You can disclose if you want. But you have to be honest and open, and because when you're not, you start having resentments towards your person. You don't need to resent your person. Life is fleeting. Understand me. Understand me. Trust. We don't know how long we have to be here. We do not know when it's time, when we're going to drop the mic. And that's so serious. I'm so serious. And as long as we're here on this planet, let's just love each other, love ourselves first, and each other as best we can, as hard as we can. Because love is all we have right now, and love is all we have. So, back to, I go on tangents a little bit because I'm totally the love person. You know what? I do relationship repair, relationship rejuvenation, life solutions, personal development. When I do all of that when I'm working with someone. But, it always focuses on love, love. And the higher power in love, it is. That's what my story is, and I always want to share that with you. So, to end this, to wrap this up on Sunday, because now I have to write a speech for just get the speech written. You know what? I might do it next month or November. I'm not really sure, but let me just get it done, right? So when you want, so you want to be honest with your partner. You want to openly talk about who you are. When they ask you if you like something, if you don't like it, say, I don't like that. I would rather have that. But be honest. This has nothing to do with you. This is what I prefer. You want to be open and honest, and usually it's the younger people, and some ones too, but the younger people who don't know, who are not forthright. Let's be forthright, and there's a way you say things. Always say it with love. Always say it as nice as you can. Always come from your heart space, but always, always be authentic and open. You don't need to resent your partner, and he or she does not need to resent you. So, make a decision to communicate openly. Have the courage to do it. Once you get that courage, just do it. And once you do it once, that'll give you the confidence to continue. And then you'll know you're enough. You'll know you're worthy, because just because you're on the planet, you're worthy. And you're supposed to be here. And what you need and desire and want is yours by divine right. And your 6 human needs, as you know, should all be met. And your 6 human needs are, that I'm going to end with this. Your 6 human needs are certainty, uncertainty or variety, significance, love and connection, growth, and contribution. If all those things are being met in your life, then you are leading a magnificent life by divine right. And if any problems you guys ever have, I'll tell you again. I'm not going to say work with me, but you should. But get the book Working with the Law by Raymond Halliwell, and you'll start seeing your life change. That's Sunday. I had the best morning and Sunday doing my spiritual work, honey, in the church, spirituality. There's a Jewish rabbi in there, and in the Christian church, whatever's going on, everybody's all one. Metaphysics, Jewish, everything's great. I love everything. I love everything that has to do with the higher consciousness of this planet, our higher consciousness. So, how do you communicate? What do you need first? Make a decision. The next thing, the courage to do it. And then that gives you confidence, right? You are enough. You are worthy. By your divine right, anything you want, you should have it. I am Latifa. I am Dr. Walinga. I am the Facebook person on my page. I am going to start a Facebook group called Latifa's Coaching Kiva. I'm a coach, and a Kiva is a sacred space underground in a Pueblo Indian village. So I named my business the Coaching Kiva. This page is Latifa Walinga, but I'm going to do a group page called Latifa's Coaching Kiva, and I'm going to invite you to come. So join it. Okay, so all of you who are on here, I think you are on here. I'm seeing your name. I'm saying hi. If you have any questions at all, please message me or put them in the space below. I'll answer them, because I do something on 5 on Fridays, and I'll answer them on Friday. Question you have? Guess what? You should ask me. You're free Fridays, 5 on Fridays. All right, have a great rest of your Sunday. Get ready for Monday, but enjoy today, okay? I love you guys. I see you later. Bye.